Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So, a couple of days ago, I saw a Master P interview on the Breakfast Club that I wanted to respond to. And then yesterday, I heard Trill Boxing Talk talking about Master P and um, um, his music and who he was and his mindset. And fortunately enough, I haven't talked about this at length, but I worked with Master P for 3 years. And I trained at the time Lil Romeo. Now he's Romeo now, Romeo Miller. I trained him his senior year in high school, his freshman year at USC, and his second year at USC. And he was also on my summer league basketball team. And honestly, I was like Romeo's mentor. Like he and I used to talk often. When I say often, often, man. And I believe at the time they were in some. I'm not going to talk about their personal life, but they were in some transitions, right? And um, I got to know him very well, um, and I think that um, Master P is very instrumental in Romeo's Miller. I was just reflecting. Sorry, I was lost for words. And before that, I'm gonna tell a funny story. I remember the first time I got paid by Master P. Right? Rome said, "Come holler at me real quick." And P was there, and his bodyguard was there, and I was scared as shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck did I do to Rome? Like Rome, P still has that. P still has that image. He's still that dude. Like, you know what I mean? He still roll around like he rolls around. You know what I mean? What's understood don't have to be explained, right? And I'm like, fuck. And it was right before a summer league basketball game, right? And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And then he said, come here, come holler at me. He says, come to the corner. And I'm like, to the corner, nigga, we got it. What are you doing? Like, and I'm hesitant, but I have a relationship with Rome, so I follow him to the corner. And this nigga hands me a paper bag full of money. I was scared. I went from being scared shitless to like, oh, thank you, man. I love you. I appreciate you, man. And honestly, for me running a black business, small black business, P could have went anywhere in the world to his son. He could have went to a private facility. He could have went to an elite trainer that these NBA players go to. He could have did this. He could have did that. But Rome and Master P chose me. And needless to say, I didn't own my own facility. I didn't own my own building. I didn't own a brick and mortar. So we had to be flexible in where we went. We had to be flexible in the times. And Rome was flexible. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm forever grateful for that. But the one thing I said, and the one thing I learned from them is self-belief. Master P has a great deal of self-belief. I mean, it is beyond my own understanding. And I didn't deal with P that much. He would only call me maybe once every 2 months, once every 3 months. We would talk on the phone. How's Rome doing? How physically he's doing? And because P would always be in and out of town, doing things. And Rome would stay down. And the reason why I know they had self-belief and determination, because when Rome wanted something, Rome is Lil Romeo. I called him Rome. When Rome wanted something, he had the ability to have ISO focus. And I believe he learned that from his dad. Like, when he was in acting mode, all he did was act. When he was in studio mode, all he did was in studio. You never see, I never in my life saw Rome running around with a lot of women, a big entourage, never that. I always saw him like transitioning out of what he was focused on and into training. And I believe that's a direct correlation to his father. And I didn't grow up with his father. I only heard stories, and I only know him through that small time that I spent with him. But when he was in town, he came to the games. Uh, Very like had a great presence about him, and it leads me to remind everyone how important fatherhood is. You know, Rome loves his father like no other. And I haven't spoken to Rome in probably 10 years. It's been about 10, no, about 9 years. I haven't seen Rome in probably about 9 years or so. Haven't spoken to him. I don't even know if I don't even know if P got the same number. You know what I mean? I have no idea Rome got, I haven't literally called him or spoke to him in 9 or 10 years. But that 3 years was so strong. You understand what I'm saying? And Rome would call me in confidence, and we would talk about certain things. Uh, he would help me grow my business, and he would always invite me out, and I would never go. I never really, like, even in boxing, I never really hang out with the fighters. I never really hung out with my clients, anything like that when I was training. I don't know why. I just never really got into that kind of stuff, because every day he had a red carpet event. Every day he had somewhere to be. And, he knew a bunch of celebrities, um, but he wanted to be a great basketball player. And I saw firsthand how hard he committed. He dedicated himself to being as good as a basketball player as he could be. And I also understood, and listen to this, this is very, very important. Above all of that, obviously every father wants his child to be great in a certain sport. But Master P made his son an owner of No Limit Records. Was it the new No something like that? It's been a minute since I've had these conversations with him, but I remember he was the CEO and the president of his own company, and I was just so impressed by that. Because because you can say, oh, they got all the money in the world. You still got to make money. You still got to have the presence. You still got to be there. You understand what I'm saying? Equate that to like these big time promoters who were great fighters. You know what I mean? You have to be present. You have to be there. You have to instill inspiration, and you have to make money. Like, if you have a failing business, people are going to know. You understand? So I was very impressed with, one, how Master P always took pride in raising his boys. Raising his boys like to the nine. I don't know how many of them it was. Forgive me for correct. Versey, Percy, they all had similar names, right? And also how he made them entrepreneurs at such a young age. You know, like Master P, I mean, strong-willed dude, man. Strong-willed dude. And fathers is so important. And me at 41 years old, I can see how he poured into his child, because I can see how I'm pouring into Lincoln, how I'm pouring into Kennedy. I see similarities, but I didn't see it then because I wasn't a father. I was just simply an entrepreneur, you know. And I was a man, obviously, but in addition to being a man, I was an entrepreneur. So I didn't have the vernacular. I didn't have the wherewithal. I didn't have that type of understanding at that point in my life. And so I've always had a great deal of respect for Master P. Always had a great deal of respect, and I admired his work ethic. Um, um, and I admired his ability to love his kids through it all, you know. And he's always been present with Rome. Always been. I've only dealt with Rome. I haven't dealt with any of it. His little brothers would come to the workout sometime, but never consistently and work out with us. Me and Rome was together in the summertime every day. I mean, pretty much 4 days a week, I would say. You know what I mean? And that's when he was forming a group, a guys group, if I'm not mistaken. I forget the name of the group, and they toured for a little bit. But anyways, man, I just thought I would share that story. And if you haven't listened to it, go listen to that interview he did on the Breakfast Club. I thought it was sensational. Maybe because I know him just a little bit, and I had a relationship with Rome. But I love how he understands the mission. When you understand your mission, it makes you so much more powerful. You know what I mean? People try and create missions for themselves. But when you are born to do something, you accomplish what you're born to do, it's a beautiful thing. And I genuinely believe Master P is accomplishing what he was born to do, you know. And so anyways, that's my story. And I thought fatherhood is so important, dog. Even if you don't have a relationship with the mom, get it back to a place where you can be a productive, positive person in your child's life. You know, because don't ever forget, you chose to ejaculate in that woman. You chose to have a child. It's always the man's choice. It's never the woman's choice, you know. And I think it's just incredibly important that we be held accountable as fathers, man. And so, great father. Honestly, great father. The only thing, he just scared the shit out of me the first time he paid me, and then I got accustomed to him paying me like that. But scared the shit out of me, dog. Anyways, man, barbershop conversation, man. You guys have a fabulous Friday. And and another reason why I'm doing that, because I Got the Hookup 2 comes out today. I'm gonna see it at some point, and I heard the fucking soundtrack is a monster. P made mention of it in the Breakfast Club interview, so I'm looking forward to listening to the soundtrack and talk to you guys soon. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. And Rome, if you hear this movie, if you hear this video, holla at me. Talk to you guys soon. I haven't spoken to you in like 9 years. It'll be great to hear from you. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.